The kangaroo court is in session for the tattling Jim's transgression. While at the party for prospects, the boys hope that hot sex makes a good and weird enough impression.
That fresh produce stand there, that's a beauty.
What do you listen to?
My favorite murder podcast.
Taggart and Torrance podcast.
The produce stand.
Fucking sexy.
You heard the man. It's the Produce Stand, your favorite source for everything in the universe. I'm all your hosts, Tanya, Matt, and Victor on the mics, and tonight we're going to get good and weird. And just like Dolo, we're feeling blessed tonight to introduce tonight's guest panelist from Colorado. He's an Avalanche fan, a Discord degen, and a patron, and a great guy. He's a really great guy. Please join me making some noise for Joey.
Who wants to set the tone, boys? Who's gonna fucking set it? Yeah! Whoa! Let's get on the go, boys! This team will never lose again.
Welcome back to the Produce Stand, Joey.
Hello, everybody.
How are you now?
Oh, not so bad. Good, and you? Wait.
It's been a hot minute, buddy.
It's been a while, yeah. But you're all decked out. You've got your Shoresy cap, your Shoresy sweater, and you're showing off your TPS shirt underneath. Well done.
Crochet gitch under there too, right? Somewhere.
Too sweaty.
Yeah. Well, let's get this thing started because we got lots to do tonight. Tonight's lineup is going to be Matt, Tanya, Victor, and myself, and our guest Joey is going to have the last word. Matt, how have you been?
Oh, I've been, man. It's been an interesting time. So I'll get into a bit. So I don't know if you can see, this is the moose there laying on the bed behind me here. He's been having some issues lately. It's been a tough year so far with him. I know for those who have been listening since the start know that I had a previous dog who passed away a few years ago, and then we got Moose shortly after, and then he had a whole bunch of health issues, and we had enormous support from the community and friends and family to help him get healthy. And a lot of it was related to his joints and hips and all kinds of just movement issues. Well, we thought we'd get a number of years before it started to sneak back up, but he a few months ago started changing his eating patterns. He slowed down. His personalities shifted. Like, he hasn't played with a toy in over a month. Yeah, it's been weird. So last couple of weeks we've had some blood work done, and then today we took him for x-rays. And I mean, the vet's like, we can send it off to have an official review from the what I call the image review people. I forget the name, but anyways, what is it?
Diagnostician.
Yeah, exactly. But he's like, you can see here, like he's like arthritis and everything is just flaring up everywhere, and you can see he's like having troubles walking. So we've been getting him on new. We started him on CBD because someone recommended that. We've got some supplements with glucosamine and other shit. We've had to change up his diet because he wasn't eating. And today he's just been. This is the first time he's calmed down since like early this afternoon, because to take x-rays they have to put him under, and of course no one likes coming out of anesthesia. Well, he's a hot mess. You know what he's been doing? Basically, up until this moment, he's been pacing around the house like a lion in a zoo, where it just sort of paces back and forth. Like, that's been him in our house. We can't settle. So it's nice to see him calm down. But yeah, I mean, he's only 4 and he's got all these issues, and it's we thought we'd get a little more time before we had to start hitting this one head on. But so right now we're just assessing what treatment will look like to keep him comfortable. And he's whimpering right now.
Oh, so, poor guy.
Yeah, it's been an interesting one, but I mean, this comes with the territory, and you do what you can. Always gone, just like that. I think he knew it. Sorry, I wasn't saying anything bad.
No.
I guess he didn't like it. So yeah, that's been an interesting curveball in the last little bit. That said, I did write down a couple things that really made me laugh this week because I needed those. And they both revolve around the same son, because he was the smart one until these couple things. So this was fun. So one, I don't know how many people there use duvets, but putting a duvet together is no easy task, right? There's some real technique and skill that you need to acquire to get the insert into the cover, or to get the cover on the blanket. and he had never done it, my oldest. So he was out watching TV. He was actually out here, and I said, "Hey, can you put that duvet to cover?" He goes, "What?" I'm like, "Yes, put it together." He's like, "What do you mean put it together?" I'm like, "See this piece? Put it inside." And man, what a show that was. So like 10 minutes later, I come back and he's sitting on it. He's like, "I did it." I'm like, "Did you?" And I grab it and like the whole corner was still empty. He's like, "I swear to God, I put it in there." I'm like, "Dude, figure it out." I walk away, come back 5 minutes later. He's got the whole thing lined out on the floor. He's like laying on top of it.
Well, did you show him the technique first, or did you sink or swim, eh? Just throw him in the
I just let him go. So that was wildly entertaining to me. And he's like, "This thing's stupid." I'm like, "Yeah,
it is.
I agree.
Duvet covers are stupid." Yeah, I agree wholeheartedly. Even knowing the technique, they're not fun.
Right? Yeah, I agree. Like, I'm pretty good at it, but I still fucking hate it.
Yeah.
So I got a really good laugh out of that. So I think I'm going to make him do it every time now, just so I can sit back and enjoy the show.
Record one, and I'll post it to our YouTube channel.
I should. And then the other really quick story happened a couple days ago. He started swimming, and we went to a new pool, which was in an older rec center. So I go with, I sent him in the change room, whatever, and he's taking so long, and I finally comes out. I'm like, "Yo, what's going on?" He's like, "There was no change room." I'm like, "What do you mean?" He's like, "There was just like a room with a bunch of lockers." I'm like, "That's the change room." He's like, there's no like stalls." I'm like, "No, man." I'm like that's the change room. He's like, "What?" He's like, "I went into like a bathroom, like a toilet stall, and got changed." I'm like, "Oh, you're an idiot." I'm like, "Dude, that's what a change room is. You just go and you get changed." He's like, "But then they'll see me." I'm like, "Oh, fuck." Like, I don't know how to deal with this. So I don't know. He's never done that, right? All these new places have like individual stalls for everyone to get changed in. And he couldn't handle the pressure, but anyways.
Soft world.
Right?
Oh, it looks like Moose wants out. Does he want out? Oh no.
Yeah. I'm gonna put him. He wants to go inside. But yeah, that's been my week. I mean, dealing with Moose and having a couple laughs at my child's expense.
Yeah. Oh, well done. Tanya, how have you been?
So I'm still on my health kick. I'm like, I leveled up to signing myself up for a weekly class of yoga, which I'm so looking forward to.
I love yogurt.
I just,
Oh, yoga.
I can't wait to get my flexibility back. And the class, I've taken it before and I really enjoyed it. So looking forward to that. We got a few 4K walks in between snowfalls. Which
still fucking snowing up here.
Which
I'm
is
so over this winter.
Really?
Well, was it earlier today? Was it yesterday? I can't remember
today.
anymore. Days all like. Yeah.
My goodness, it was 83 degrees today.
Oh, shut the fuck.
Oh, no.
I mean, I'm happy for you.
You are absolutely not.
I know we are technically in spring, but I have that makes me angry to know that we're in spring. So I've just like changed my mindset to think I'm still in winter and it's like a nice-ish day of winter because we're still having it's consistent snow. And
yeah, comparatively speaking, actually today was quite a nice day, like except for the snow. But other than that,
but
like,
if
it
you
wasn't
look at
super
it,
cold.
If you
It's
just
second winter.
If you just change your mindset,
I think we're on third,
yeah.
At least third.
Yeah,
if you just change your mindset to it's a lovely winter day instead of it's a shitty spring day, I feel better about it. So that's kind of how I'm coping. So that's good. But we saw a majestic beaver when we went for it was majestic.
That's how everyone describes them up here.
That's how.
Is that a euphemism?
We went for a 4K walk, and Alan looked very lumberjack man in his dinner jacket.
My plaid, Keswick dinner jacket, which is a big plaid coat.
And so we went for a walk in the forest, and there was a majestic beaver doing its thing and just gnawing away at some wood, and as a beaver does. And
are they writing porn or going for a walk? I don't know the difference anymore.
He's the one that left that dildo box on your,
both.
gutter down the street.
Both can be true.
Both can be true.
guys go for hot walks, man.
So that's been fun. But I think that's pretty much it. And I should start by saying I may have to jump before we end, but I'll try to loop back in again. Because our daughter's not feeling the bestest. She's fine. Like there's nothing, but she's just feeling under the weather. So I think I have to monitor that. So you monitor Moose, I'll monitor.
Don't you have a teenage son that can do that for
No,
you?
he's out. He's gone to watch the what's that movie?
What's that movie?
Minecraft.
Minecraft.
Yeah, the Minecraft.
Minecraft.
Yeah.
I'm not watching Victor.
What's going on? What?
Well, Tana's gonna watch out for B.
Oh, I
Matt's
see.
gonna watch out for Moose.
Oh, I touched my notes. I didn't want to be the last one. I didn't know if that was one of those things that last person.
You're playing Spoon again. What's going on here?
Oh,
that's funny. Yeah. Where are we going tomorrow? Or actually, I might be going with Owen. Not.
Yeah. Well, do you want that to be yours, or shall I take it?
Okay, I'll go. So, it's Victor's turn after you, though.
Sounds like you really have something you want to talk about, Al.
Go ahead, Al. I'll go after you.
No. You've got a whole trip to talk about. So why don't we talk?
I know
where
you're gonna forget.
No, I'm not gonna forget.
He wants to steal his thunder.
There's nothing special. I was just reminding her of stuff she can talk about. I have a list.
All right. What if I say it by accident?
I think my beaver story told enough.
You're all right.
I'm always up for a beaver story, but not on wood.
Speaking of beaver stories, did you see the trailer for the new Naked Gun movie? That's going to be fun.
Oh, I haven't watched it yet.
Why is that speaking of a beaver story?
Because that whole line, that nice beaver. Thank you. I had it stuffed.
Wait, then who's going to be the new?
Liam Neeson.
Liam Neeson.
Not Liam Neeson. God damn you all.
Leslie Nielsen.
I can't tell if he believes this. Oh yeah.
He's answering your question, Victor. Liam Neeson is playing.
Oh,
Leslie Nielsen. Oh
well,
yeah.
No, he's playing Leslie Nielsen's
supposed
son.
To be
he's,
like his son.
Yeah, Frank. I mean, right in the trailer, there's a great joke because basically this is like a next generation of Naked Guns. So Liam Neeson's playing Frank Drebin's son, and then they've got a whole wall of like cops that are dead or whatever from the previous movies. And the kids are standing there looking at their parents or whatever. And then there's a picture of whatever the cop's name was that played by O.J. Simpson. The guy playing his son looks at the camera, like looks directly at the camera and like shakes. Yeah, he breaks the fourth wall and shakes his head because everyone else is sad that their dads are dead and he's not.
That's pretty funny.
Yeah. Anyway,
I'm trying to think. Has he ever done a comedy before? Because he only mostly does those cheesy action movies.
Liam Neeson?
Yeah.
I don't know if he's done would you?
I actually like a lot of his cheesy action movies because usually they're on planes or trees.
The A-Team reboot was amazing.
The A-Team reboot.
I've been waiting for a sequel forever, and I don't think it's ever going to.
It's never going to happen, and I'm so sad about it because of all of the 80s series that were turned into movies. That one was the best. It was so. It was done so well.
That cast was so fire.
It was
man.
perfect.
I loved all four of them.
Yeah. So anyway, Victor.
Yes, sir.
Why did we have to take a week off?
Well, I had to go and finish watching Beast Wars.
Oh, is that really why you did? Okay.
Is that the name of the show? By the way,
Beast Games.
Beast Games.
Oh, Beast Games.
Beast Wars is that Transformers movie.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, I saw both. Okay. But actually, so I really enjoyed Beast Games. We watched the whole thing. We watched the last episode the night before we flew off. So that story is coming in a second. But it will be fun to kind of talk about what choices people would make who have seen the show. But we will leave that for another day. So let's see. So I went to Jamaica. My lovely wife and I, we were gone for a week, and it was absolutely fantastic. In the pregame show, I think I was telling you guys it's the probably best resort that we've ever been to, and we've been to lots in the Caribbean.
Is that your first time in Jamaica, or you've been there before?
It's for me. It was the first time. Linda's been there before, but quite a while ago. So it was. you know, it's a Caribbean, right? It's beautiful everywhere, but this place was just wild. Like it's 3 resorts in one. So it's Secrets, Wild Orchid, and Breathless. And we were in the Secrets, but because we
Sounds
kind
like cologne or perfume or something.
Sure. Anyway, so we had upgrades on everything, and because we were preferred members, we had access to all 3 facilities and everything, and it was easily, like, not even close, the best food I've had in any of these places. And you have kind of your a la carte or buffet kind of options and stuff like that. The quality was equally the same whether you went to the buffet or you had a la carte fancy schmancy service. It was incredible everywhere. There was no ebbs and flows. It was just perfect all the time. And on our last day, we didn't even ask for this. We didn't say that we were there for anything special. They arranged these rose petals leading up to our jacuzzi in our room that was filled with bubbles, with champagne, like the works. Like, so every day, everything was just perfect. We did have 2 butlers again. The first one lasted 2 days, but this time I didn't fill out any surveys. Nobody told me that they were fired or anything like that. They just switched butlers on us, and they were both brilliant, really, really good. And I made sure to let them know how great they were. So hopefully he was just taking his own vacation, and nothing bad happened. But it was really, really good. If anybody's looking for their next vacation spot in the Caribbean, 100% recommend this place. Just make sure you hit upgrade on all your options.
Sure, yeah.
I think we drove past that one on the way to our rinky dink one.
I mean, look, I love Jamaica. I'd love to go back. Unfortunately, the one time we went was during Hurricane Sandy, but we still loved it. We still want to go back. But Victor, let me just ask you a question. Before you went, what was your opinion of Bob Marley?
I love Bob Marley. What do you mean?
No. So I'm just curious. So
I think he was one of the greatest gifts to music.
Agreed. 100% agreed. After being there a week, what is your opinion of Bob Marley?
You know what? So that's the other thing. They were actually very balanced. Like, it wasn't Bob Marley everywhere. No.
Oh.
Like, yeah.
When we were there, it was Bob Marley every day, all day. It was like, oh my God, I love Bob Marley, but I can't.
Our second butler, like when he made that nice jacuzzi for us, with the rose petals and the leaves of the petals, he wrote "One Love" on the mat in front in front of the jacuzzi. And then every time he gave us a fist bump, he would always say "One Love." So that was the most Bob Marley-ish kind of it got. But obviously there was a lot of Bob Marley music, but there was a lot of balance. There was just a lot of really good reggae and calypso and soca music. It was good. It was a really.
You say that. My experience when I was in Jamaica, I actually don't think I heard a single Bob Marley song the entire week I was there.
Wow.
Yeah,
Bob Marley music.
Yes, very much. I love it. The closest thing I got to Bob Marley was my old man who showed up drunk. No, what? Well, yeah. Well, that's obvious. But my old man was there for my brother's wedding, and I think it was the first. Yeah, I think it might have been the first night we were all there. We're getting shittered, and all of a sudden, my dad walks out, and he's got dreadlocks on. He's got these fake sleeves with tattoos. He's got he's fully decked out, and he rocks up. He's like, "What up, man?" And then his name's Ron, so immediately he got dubbed Ron Marley, and that became him the rest of the week. So it might have been one of the most amazing moments I've ever experienced with my father. There's a photo, if I could dig it up, my brother and I in tears, laughing so hard because he was so proud of himself. But anyways, that's I digest.
Oh my God. I remember.
What are you, Goody, with the? What was the word he got wrong during this episode? Anyway, we'll get to it. But
I remember when we were in Jamaica, it was I was like, oh, I can't wait to eat all of these Jamaican patties. Like, I'm so looking forward to Jamaican patties. There wasn't a single Jamaican patty in Jamaica.
It's a Toronto thing.
And until we got to the airport and then went to that special lounge that they had at the exclusive one. I don't even know how we got that. But anyways, we got into this secret lounge, and they had incredible Jamaican patties there. So it's not a thing in Jamaica, I don't think.
So one final.
It's just not on the resorts.
Just not.
Yeah, one final thing. So they actually did have patties. They don't call them Jamaican patties.
They just call them patties.
but they're smaller. They're not like those.
They are smaller.
Subway patties they have.
Yeah.
Anyway, one final story. So on our second last day there, Linda and I are swimming in the ocean. We're always the only ones in there because everyone else is at the bar, just like last year in Dominican Republic. Anyway, we're really enjoying our time there. Then we get out, and then our butler's chatting with us, and he's telling us, "Did you guys see the big shark?" And I said, and immediately I'm thinking he's just joking. And then he pulls out his phone and shows me the video. It's already all over Instagram of this hammerhead shark chasing a stingray. And it was exactly in the same the same beach, the same water where we were just swimming.
That's why people don't go in there. That's why people don't.
No.
Like they're all in the pool.
He said that was the first time he's ever seen a shark.
Victor's
there.
out in the water going, look at those idiots at the pool. They have a whole ocean here. Meanwhile, there's like a hammerhead swinging behind them.
Anyway,
The shark gets them. I don't need to make their tub.
So there you go.
Oh man, that's hilarious.
Gee. You know what? I think I wore that same hat. I think.
Yeah, that was my dad. That's my brother. That's my brother's response when he showed up because he surprised us all.
That's funny.
That's fantastic.
Great podcast material. I know.
Yeah, I know. Whatever. It's a picture of his dad wearing one of those hats that have the dreadlocks and a complete like cultural appropriation. But as long as you do it in the country with their permission, it's okay, I guess. Well.
just call them patties, not Jamaican patties.
That's how it works.
Yeah. Amazing. All right, so my week.
He was being provocative.
Yeah, exactly.
There's two definitions.
It all ties back to this episode. Tanya and I finished North of North. We started and finished North of North.
Phenomenal.
Great series. Highly recommended. And I believe it's on.
Didn't it just dropped like a day ago?
No. Well, I think it dropped on Netflix a day ago, but we watched it on CBC.
Oh, it's got that girl from 24 in it.
I don't know who's in it because I didn't recognize
the
any
programmer
of them.
nerd.
Okay.
Girl.
Anyway. Great series.
Everything we could on
I think it was only 6 episodes.
No. I mean, like we then searched for any shows that they talked about, talk shows.
Well, we went down the rabbit hole of what life is like living up in Iqaluit.
Did it feel like home to you?
What do you mean like home? No, it doesn't. It's completely different.
Aren't you living through a snowstorm right now?
No, it's fine out there right now. But anyway, it's a great series. We highly recommend it. Yeah, Jeff's just saying it just dropped on Netflix in the US yesterday.
Phenomenal.
It's a lot of fun. It's great. Like it's a half hour, and I think only 8 episodes or 6 episodes, whatever. So it's a pretty breezy.
Can't wait to watch more.
Not a huge, time suck. But light, breezy, but interesting because just seeing what life is like up there, that remote is pretty crazy. Sent us down a YouTube rabbit hole, seeing how like other people live up there, and it's just insane. It's like it's like living on a different planet, but very cool. And then,
can you imagine your summer is still like -10,
but also 24 hours of sunlight? Like you need to have like blackout blinds in order to be able to sleep at night. It's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
Squid Games.
Really quick side note, and I won't go. I'll talk about more later. Jen's going to Iceland pretty soon with her mom.
Oh, fun! Yeah,
and she just learned because at first she's like, "Yeah, we're gonna see Northern Lights and stuff," but then she checked her schedule when she's going. She's like, "Oh no, we won't. No, it's 24-hour sun when she's there." So she's like, "This is gonna be fun."
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
but what an adventure, all the same, right? Like it's just that's so cool.
Mm-hmm. And we watched.
What were you going to say, Joey?
Sorry, we went to Anchorage at the end of July, beginning of August, and we were sitting in the backyard at a campfire, and it was still like twilight at like midnight. And that was just Anchorage.
Yeah.
That's trippy, man.
Yeah, I'd love to do that. I might be going up to Nunavut this summer, for work.
You lose total concept of time.
So
you need an assistant now because I can be your assistant.
I've already offered.
You don't work for the company like I do.
I can be his assistant still. Think.
Anyway, I'm looking forward to it. I'm fingers crossed that I can get up there and really want to go check that out.
It's so cool.
Tanya and I also started Squid Game season 2.
We did
last week, and I think
we finished it, didn't we?
Well, we're waiting.
Yeah, we did finish it.
Yeah, we did finish it. So that's trippy. I mean, I enjoyed it. Like I read some people weren't too thrilled about it, but I thought it was really good.
Yeah, I liked it a lot.
And oh, by the way, Victor, did you hear Lost is coming back?
No.
What?
Yeah,
I don't believe you.
Did they find it?
They're bringing back. They're doing I think it's a 6-episode, like reboot or not reboot, but like a continuation or sequel to the Lost series.
Huh.
Yeah.
But they're all dead.
No, I think it's going to revolve around Sawyer and his daughter or something like that. So I'm not sure exactly what the details are. I think they're just kind of floating it out there. But yeah, looks like that's coming back sometime in the near future. So looking forward to that. And so tomorrow, depending on whether our daughter is sick or not, I may be taking my son up down to Toronto, and we're going to this thing called Level Up, which is like a trade show or something, but it's for colleges and universities that have video game programs, and the different programs are going to be, and Matt, it's free to go. You can, if you want to take your son, you can go. The different schools will have teams there showing off the games that they've created and stuff, and you can check them out, probably play them and stuff. Called Level Up.
Where is it?
Harbor Castle.
Yeah, Harbor Castle. You have to buy tickets in advance, but
the tickets are free.
The tickets are free. You just have to reserve them from Eventbrite or whatever. So
all right,
I'll
tell my kids, maybe they'll want to.
Yeah, we're doing that tomorrow.
That's fantastic. Yeah, it won't be this year, but like my middle guy, as of right now, he's like, I want to make video games. So that's good. I didn't even know something like that existed.
Well,
so
you should go down anyway. Like I said, it's free. So somebody I know,
I would love to. Tomorrow will not work. I've got a shit show of a day.
Yeah, tomorrow, somebody I know, his daughter is in one of those programs, and so she's on one of the teams. She does the art for one of the games there. So just looking forward to checking it out, and my son's interested in that. So we're doing that. Amazing. And whether or not, our daughter is up to go down, if we do go, we may end up also over by the stockyards. We might go to Activate Games.
Have you heard of that?
Yeah, we haven't gone yet. Like I can see the stockyards.
I know it's in your hood there. But,
is it?
It's supposed to be like
cool.
Yeah, it's supposed to be in the evening. So I don't know if you guys are available. It's but also.
So for people that don't know what Activate is,
it's like basically putting yourself inside a video game. It's funny because.
But not like VR. It's actually you play the game. So
the husband and wife who created these games were from Winnipeg. I actually interviewed the person who bought their escape room. They originally were building escape rooms in Winnipeg, but then they started this whole other thing where it's kind of like escape rooms, but it's more physical, where you're like running and jumping and dodging lasers and doing all that kind of stuff. It's very physical, and now they're worldwide. So they had to sell their escape room because their company was growing so fast. They just announced that they're opening and Activate Games in Mexico, but they're all over. They're in the US, they're in Canada, they're in Europe.
It's a fantastic concept.
Yeah, it's really.
We
cool.
might have something similar in Denver.
Yeah,
I think recently
it may be Activate in Denver. I know
so
that they have a bunch of American.
They
locations.
have one that is like a game board. Like there's like different cells on the floor, and you have to avoid like the one color and can only stand on the other color, and you have to step on each of the other colors. And it's just like
search them up on YouTube. The videos are quite interesting. But anyway, so depending on whether my daughter is well enough, we maybe end up there after the level up. Sorry. So Matt, if you guys are around, maybe you can join us at the stockyards.
Yeah. Message me. There's a possibility I might come and join and hang out.
All right, cool. And Joey, how have you been?
Hey, bud.
Been great. It's great to be on this TPS episode brought to you by Secrets.
I love it.
Nice.
All seriousness, my wife and I stayed at the Secrets in Maroma in Cancun for my sister's wedding back in November, and it was phenomenal. It was absolutely gorgeous. Like Victor was saying, the food was amazing anywhere you went. This one in particular, Victor, probably similar in Jamaica, they had just like a fresh seafood bar. Like they caught the tuna like that morning and just like filleted it all up right on the beach for everybody that's at the resort to eat. They're really, really nice resorts. They're definitely recommend.
Very cool.
And if anybody does have connections to Secrets or Hilton International, please reach out. For free sponsorship. Yeah, it's been good.
Joey,
I love you. You just like took on the spokesperson.
Yeah, Joey's our
role.
director.
I didn't know you were.
He's our director of sales for TPS. He's going to get us.
I didn't know you were here to plug.
ABC.
Yes, ABC.
Love it.
But yeah, I've been good. It's been really busy since the beginning of the year. Started a new job back last summer and then became the packaging manager at a new brewery in Denver. And we do some contract brewing, so that's blown up. We've gone crazy demand and everything, and slowly growing with getting things running better and all that, and more staffing and everything. So I got home last night at 12:40 and got to work this morning at 6 a.m.
Jesus.
Ouch.
for an 11-hour day. But I'm on a good high right now, and excited to talk about this episode and go through it. Victor, real quick, Al mentioned a couple months ago about some off-season episodes talking about some shows like we would recommend, viewers would recommend, and I was gonna do, and we would all discuss, and I was gonna do Plebs, but I need to make sure that you're around for that one.
Plebs
was so good. It was so good. It's one of the funniest shows I've seen.
All right. Well, I mean, it's still on. We'll check it out. We'll have to do it because Joey, you are a patron, so it's your right to make us do one of those episodes. Looking forward.
I'm ready to get good and weird.
Good and weird. All right. Well, let's get that going then. Let's do that.
Previously.
Last week, or not last week, but 2 weeks ago, we recapped and reviewed episode 3 of Shoresy 4, The Itch. That episode was a Walmart unicorn getting clearances from all of us, including our guest Ryan. This week, we're recapping and reviewing episode 4 of Shoresy 4, Good and Weird. Matt, are you ready?
Let's get on the go.
Tanya, are you ready?
Yeah, boys.
Victor, are you ready?
It is.
I'm ready. Joey, are you ready?
Let's get good and weird.
Good, because you're fucking going. Yeah! Let's get on the go, boys.
All right, we open in the Bulldogs dressing room. Shoresy and the sluts are standing around a microphone recording a radio ad read.
Blueberries, blueberries, blueberries.
Blueberry pie? My oh my. Blueberry tart? That's the way to me heart. Blueberry jam?
We'll take all we can cram. Had your fill of blueberries? Then come celebrate the end of summer at the Blueberry Festival dance.
Where you might just see a blueberry bulldog. Or 2. Or 3.
Roof, roof, roof.
Next Saturday in downtown Sudbury.
At the Refectorio.
Come join us for a puppers.
Blueberries, blueberries, blueberries.
Standing across from the buys are Nat and management. Nat looks unsure. Meeg looks hopeful. Zeeg just looks annoyed. They've done this sort of thing so many times. How could they still be so bad at it? Shoresy gets defensive. They've never done it for radio. They ask the buys for more energy and more excitement, more happy. The buys try again, but this time they don't get halfway through before being interrupted. Still no good. Embarrassing even. Nat offers a hint. Try smiling through the read. Even though listeners can't see the smile, they'll hear it in their voice. The women demonstrate.
Blueberries, blueberries, blueberries. Blueberry pie? My oh my. Blueberry tart? That's the way to my heart. Blueberry jam? We'll take all we can cram. Had your fill of blueberries? Then come celebrate the end of summer at the Blueberry Festival dance, where you might just see a blueberry bulldog. Or 2. Or 3. Roof, roof, roof. Next Saturday in downtown Sudbury at the Refectorio. Come join us for a puppers. Blueberries, blueberries, blueberries.
Upon finishing the read, the women just stand there with big dumb smiles on their faces. Goody asks if they're okay. The women ask them to try it with big smiles. The buys start, but they don't get past the first line. They try switching up the lines. Goody's read is even worse than Shoresy's. Dolo's a little bit better, and Hitch too, but still bad according to Zeeg. Shoresy asks them to do it instead, but the girls refuse. They're not the Sudbury Blueberry Bulldogs. Shoresy responds, neither am I. This makes Nat very sad. Shoresy's about to give up when the ladies remind them that the Blueberry Festival has done a lot for them over the years. They've given them a ton of money and support. Hockey players give back. It's the least they can do for them. Zeeg adds, it's probably the last thing Shoresy will ever do for them. They beg the sluts for one more take with everything they've got.
Blueberries, blueberries, blueberries.
Blueberry pie?
My oh my.
Blueberry tart?
That's the way to me heart.
Blueberry jam?
We'll take all we can cram.
Had your fill of blueberries? Then come celebrate the end of summer at the Blueberry Festival dance,
Where you might just see a blueberry bulldog.
Or 2.
Or 3.
Next Saturday in downtown Sudbury.
At the Refectorio.
Come join us for a puppers.
Blueberries, blueberries, blueberries.
And this makes Nat very happy. And we fade to the title card with the song Go All the Way by the Raspberries. All right, that's the cold open. Matt, to you first. And you started laughing as soon as I started. So I'm going to guess you enjoyed this one.
I fucking love this like so much. Like I think there's been times I'm like I don't always love recurring bits, but this little stick that they have with the advertisement, I could take one of these every episode. Like back with the Sudbury Saturday Night, the Half Ton Shorty Sport Box. Yeah. Was there one in season 2? Or am I just not remembering?
I don't recall. I don't know.
I don't know if there was, but I couldn't think. But then this is the like when you get these guys doing shit like this with the girls reacting. Oh my god, I could listen to it all day. And the longer it goes on, the harder I laugh. And watching them build up, I don't have much else to say. I thought it was chef's kiss, man. Like I just fucking loved it.
Yeah.
This actually made me think how far they've come as actors. Like their first like 1 word, 2 word, and mostly hockey has come so far. Like the way they were struggling at the beginning of trying to do the ad to the end, and how the ad came out so well. And that was like them showing real acting chops, I think, and doing it well. When Shoresy turned around, when Nat had said or something about them being giving back to the community and being bulldogs, and he turned his back like he was hurt that he's not anymore, and kind of feeling it almost appeared like he was gonna cry, sort of thing, and then her saying "do it for me," and then them all just kind of kicking in. I thought that was, and the look on Nat's face of that kind of sadness, I thought it was really, really well done.
Damn. Victor.
Yeah, it was good. For me, like, I don't mind going back to the well. But just this one just seemed to drag on a little, to be honest. But it was fine. Like I have no problems with it, but I didn't really find it particularly funny. It was just like, it was a bit, but it wasn't, at no point was I kind of belly laughing like Matt. But the bar is really low, Matt. And and I was kind of waiting for maybe a bigger punchline. It was supposed to be cheesy, and it was cheesy. I almost felt like their first delivery was perfect. Like what they started with.
They didn't have enough pizzazz.
Yeah, I don't know. I liked it. But anyway, maybe, and the girls' version was better, easily better.
Sure.
But they're not the Blueberry Bulldogs. So what are you going to do?
You're right.
Anyway, it just dragged on a bit long. That's all.
Well, it's okay to be wrong.
Yes, it is.
I'm kind of with Victor in that it wasn't super funny. And Matt, you mentioned the 3 different kind of going back to the well, the Sudbury Saturday Night, the short box, sporty
Half-ton
short,
sport box.
thing. This one was definitely the 3rd best of the 3.
Agreed.
So it was fine. There's nothing wrong with it. It was fine. I'm hoping they don't go to this well a 4th time, and I don't think they will. I think they love their rule of 3s in comedy. I think this is the last time they do something like this. So it was fine. Tanya, your point.
What I'd quickly say, is if I was a fan of this show out there and had a business and needed an ad, I would be reaching out to New Metric and be like, how can I get these guys in character
for sure.
to record my ad? Yeah. And I want the chaos. That's my ad.
Yeah. It'd be a long ass ad, but no, it'd be a great ad. Tanya, your point about
the Cup just did it.
Some of the actors stretching a bit more, like Goody having more lines in this, and Hitch. Later on, we're going to see some other actors who are usually only delivering single lines, saying more stuff. So yeah, I think there's a lot more going around for everyone. Joey.
Yeah, I'm with Matt and Tanya for sure. Matt definitely, again, kind of 3rd time to the well. Maybe let's be careful next season, but definitely they're growing tremendously, all of them as actors. But then I think it's also just them personally together. 6 weeks or whatever at a time every year.
Yeah.
And then the fall classic and everything, these guys just feel way more comfortable and they're feeding off each other way better than they may have been in that first season. And then with what Tanya was saying too, with Nat's more, it's a more emotional advertisement and all them hanging out, because I think if they're doing a commercial for something that's in several weeks, they know in several weeks is like the end of summer and it's the end of Shoresy kind of being part of this team. So they all don't necessarily are excited about it maybe. And then Nat did it first season or maybe second season too. She just kind of holds it above Shoresy's head of like, well, I'm the GM, I'm the boss, like do it for me, please. But then there's always been that like older, younger sister kind of vibe of like, I'll do it for you because you're asking me to.
Yeah.
Even though I don't really want to, but like, because you're asking me to, I'm going to do it. And it's kind of similar maybe to what Wayne does to Katie.
Yeah. Yeah. Good
in
point.
Letterkenny.
Yeah.
But she's not like holding it over her head just to taunt him or tease him about it. She's like genuine about it for sure.
All right, let's move into scene 1. The music continues coming out of the title card. We get a montage beginning with Shoresy riding his bike past the Alex Trebek mural, which we all stood in front of. He's towing a lawnmower behind his bicycle. And then we cut to the Victor's shaking his head already. It cut to the front of Laura Moore's house as she drives off somewhere. Shoresy pulls in with his bike and the lawnmower intact. And proceeds to mow her lawn, literally, not figuratively, and then pulls her weeds, again, literally, not figuratively, and sweeps her front entrance. You get the point. Shoresy also washes her windows and waters her plants. And then after the job is done, Shoresy leaves on his bike with a lawnmower still in tow. Just as Laura comes back from wherever she went, she walks up her front steps and notices Shoresy's handiwork, smiles, and goes inside. I love that whole scene. It was so perfect.
Why did he?
The man doesn't drive.
Yeah, he has no car. Well, he's been playing well shit hockey.
Is it because of the concussions?
No.
Like, do you think he's
Could be.
I just think he doesn't have enough money to own a car.
I don't think he has enough money to get more than 3 outfits either.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Scene 2, cut to Nat's office. Meeg and Zieg are tattling on the gyms, who tattled to the sluts' girlfriends about the sluts taking down the hockey moms. Meeg asks Nat what they should do. Nat says they should do nothing. Hockey players have a way of dealing with this stuff. Cut to the Bulldogs dressing room. Shoresy and Michaels are standing in between the sluts on one side and the gyms on the other. They're holding a kangaroo court with Judge Michaels presiding. It's the people versus Jim, and Jim. Shoresy's representing the gyms, and the sluts will be repping themselves. The sluts begin with their opening statements.
Well, the boys banged the blueberry buddy moms. Truth be told, we'd probably like to bang them again. Hey, boy.
Guess we won't.
Hear me, son.
Moms are unbelievable. Good for it.
Now, the gyms seen the boys banging the moms and tattled to some of the other girls the boys also sometimes bangs. Lord Jesus, I never see anything so bad as that.
Shoresy's up next with the defense's opening statement.
All right, yeah. The gyms may be tattlers.
Bold move with the admission of guilt off the top, Shoresy.
Now, they might be tattlers, but they're not fibbers. Hey, Jim?
Yeah.
Jim?
Yes.
Jim?
I saw Blackbear the other day. Pretty crazy.
Now, what's really important here, I think, is the events that took place on the afternoon of July 9th. Events that may stay with my clients for the rest of their lives. Events that, frankly, I wouldn't wish on my own worst enemy.
The room goes silent in anticipation of Shoresy's next words. The silence lasts about 10 seconds when Michaels finally asks Shoresy to elaborate, but instead, Shoresy announces that the defense rests. He doesn't even say what it was that caused the stir. Next scene, cut to Nat's office. The women are having a hard time picturing what could possibly be going on in the Bulldogs kangaroo court. Meeg admits the guys aren't as boring as they appear. Zieg disagrees with a feigned snore. Back to the kangaroo court. Michaels instructs the prosecution to call their first witness. Dolo stands up and calls Jim as the first witness. All 3 Jims stand up. Dolo points to Jim 1. The other 2 sit back down, and Dolo's question, it was less of a question and more of a j'accuse.
I think Jim.
Yeah.
They're tattled.
Objection, speculation.
You already admitted it.
You win this round, Goody.
Ça fait que t'as stoulé, Jim.
Yeah. Pourquoi? You big timed us on the boat.
Shoresy gave up real quick there. You win this round. Goody. This causes a commotion of whispers. The prosecution rests. It's Shoresy's turn to cross-examine.
Jim, would you say getting big-timed on a boat was, if not the worst thing that's ever happened to you in your life? Top 3.
Yeah.
Michaels, as you can see, my client's too emotional to go on.
He's fine.
No, he isn't.
Yes, he
He's
is.
no, he fine.
Looks fine to me.
Well, he isn't.
Guys, let's not bicker. All right.
Bicker? You're so fucking annoying.
What?
You are so
Shoresy,
fucking
okay.
irritating.
Thank you, Jim.
One might question Shoresy's tactic of calling the judge fucking annoying. Next up, the prosecution, this time played by Goody, calls Jim 2 to the stand by pointing at him.
Now, Jim, what say the boys don't remember big time in you on the boat? Recount the events of that day, please.
Lots of people wanted to go on the boat, which we understood because boating's a real hoot. We waited our turn, which was a big part of the afternoon, and Jim got sunburnt.
Objection. Spéculation.
Hey, Jim, did you get sunburned?
Yeah.
Overruled. Proceed, Jim.
We were told it was our time to go boating, but then a bunch of broads got in the boat and they boated off with them instead. They said they'd come back for us, but...
Prosecution rests.
Hey, Jim, when the boys big-timed you on a boat, left you standing there on the dock, sunburned, took off with broads instead, they said they'd come back for you.
Objection, leading the witness.
I'm not leading the witness.
Overruled.
What are you talking about? I'm not leading the witness at all. Hold up. Now, Jim, the boys said they'd come back for you. Did they?
No.
The defense rests.
Last up, Goody calls on Jim 1 to the stand.
Jim,
What's up, Goody? What's going on, buddy?
on the afternoon you avenged me big time,
Did
Jim.
he just say avenge?
Allege me, son.
Alleged?
That's it, old man.
There it is.
On the afternoon you alleged we big timed you. Jim said we were on a boat with broads.
Without PFDs.
Tabarnak, il tarole encore.
No one's wearing life jackets.
Tabarnak, il est pas capable de s'en empêcher. Il tarole tout le temps.
Objection, relevance. No, seriously, it's stupidity. And
Not
we were all
relevant, old
guilty of
man.
it. But here, just Goody, continue.
If it were you guys out on a boat with broads, you think we'd tell the broads you were banging?
Objection. Those aren't even the broads we're talking about. The Jim's tattled about other broads.
Jim, answer the question.
If it was us out on the boat, we wouldn't big time the boys.
Defense rests.
Michaels gently reminds Goody that they're the prosecution, not the defense. Goody not so gently reminds Michaels that he's a nerd. Shoresy gets Jim 1 on the cross-examination. He asks if the broads were even good looking. Jim admits they were. Then Shoresy asks about the moms. Jim admits they were really good looking. Shoresy suggests that perhaps they pull up some IGs to confirm, but Michaels asks him to move things along. At this point, Shoresy has lost his line of questioning altogether and asks Goody how he likes his odds of betting a couple of the broads at the same time. Hitch exclaims that there's an impossible amount of good-looking women in Sudbury. And we cut to scene 6. It's the AAA Lakers, Mason, Jack, Carter, and Caleb hanging out downtown, having a stick and admiring a girl named Maria Mercier, who is across the street at a patio with a friend.
Really good looking.
Really, really good looking.
Maria Mercier.
Pick of the crop, boys.
Idea for you, Jackie. Go ask a rocket 23-year-old who doesn't even know who you are if she wants to lick your cone.
Worst icebreaker ever.
But an icebreaker, no less.
She's as hot as you are, ugly bud.
I find you utterly fetching, old friend.
Or just keep staring at her from across the street. That's not weird at all.
But you are 5 years her junior, Jackson.
Should see if she'll buy us a six-banger.
Not being legal drinking age, you'd be breaking the law if you even want to go sit beside her currently. I think that is...
That's the dagger.
I was gonna say Shakespearean.
See if she'll buy some Pink Whitney.
Who's got a lip dinger?
It's a big lip boomer.
The song Crush by Sebastian Paul plays as the boys watch Maria say goodbye to her friend and walk away in slow motion. The boys all pretend not to look except for Jack, who keeps on looking at her. She finally looks at him and flashes a quick smile. Next scene, back to the kangaroo court. Shoresy really has to piss, so he asks Michaels to wrap things up. Asks him for the plea. Michaels corrects him. It's the verdict. Before Michaels rules on the case, he begins to admonish the sluts for boating without life jackets. This sets Shoresy off, who threatens to hold his breath until he dies like a 6-year-old. Michaels finally gets to his verdict. If I can get to my clip, Michaels finally gets to his verdict.
Look, as someone who gets big time pretty regularly in life, I understand it doesn't feel good.
Fucking loser.
But tattling to girlfriends?
Objection, they're not our girlfriends.
You can't object me,
Quit
all right?
crying,
We're here
Hit.
for the
Look,
facts,
I'm the
bud.
judge.
Just saying.
Or like fucking Ted Bitchcock.
Look, Jims, though I'm sympathetic to you guys getting big timed, especially on a boat, getting big timed is not grounds to do what you did. So, the court orders you to make this right.
How did he do that?
Shoresy,
What?
you said that in your opening statement, the Jims are tattlers, but they're not fibbers.
Really got a piss here, Michaels?
Court orders you to go to Pam, Brit, and Melody and, well, fib a little.
There you go.
Satisfied with the outcome, Shoresy gets up and with a fart in Michael's direction, goes into one of the dressing room stalls for his piss. Back at Nat's office, that one issue resolved. What's next? Weird Sudbury. Zieg says they're meeting with their contact shortly. And who is that contact? It's none other than Mercedes, Kelsey Pries. In Mercedes' words, all the hottest bitches will be at the prospect party for Weird Sudbury. Zieg asks how weird they're talking. Mercedes asks, good and weird, or answers, good and weird. People have no idea how freaky it gets in these northern Ontario towns. Mercedes asks Zieg who she's bringing.
Who you bringing? Meek. Nat? No. Shitty. Okay. Dolo? Uh-huh. Goody? Mm-hmm. Hitch? Mm-hmm. Shoresy? If you must. And Michaels? No. No Michaels. No, not any of my exes. I can't have any fun if Michaels is there. Well, I mean, I could. I would. I will. But I don't want to look at a stupid fucking face while I'm having it. I'll run it up the chain.
When I hear wear something provocative, I don't think...
Sorry.
Perfect. That's it, babe. Do well at the prospects party and you are into Weird Sudbury. Northern Ontario's it party. Starts at 7 p.m. and you can't leave till 7 a.m. If you're late, you're cut. Oh, and wear something provocative.
Cut to Shoresy's apartment. Shoresy and Dolo are trying to figure out what provocative means. Dolo's wearing a long leather trench coat and sunglasses, looking very much like Matrix cosplay.
When I hear wear something provocative, I don't think of dressing like fucking Matrix Revolutions. Yeah, like when I hear wear something provocative, I don't think of dressing like fucking Wesley Snipes Vampire Slayer.
Quoi, tu me trouves pas beau?
But I think you look great.
Ah, merci.
I think you look so cool.
Je suis d'accord, moi.
It's just that when I hear wear something provocative, I don't think of dressing like fucking Morpheus.
Hitch comes out of his bedroom to join the conversation. Shoresy asks him what he's going to wear. Hitch almost doesn't want to show him. Shoresy orders him to put it on, so Hitch leaves to get dressed. Just then, Goody emerges from his room, and I could hear Casey swoon all the way from down in Virginia. Goody is wearing a leather vest and gloves and leather chaps with motorcycle boots.
You know, that's provocative.
Right? Yes, we.
That's provocative.
Come get it. What's happening?
But it might be, it's a little...
What?
It's a bit gay.
Is it?
Yeah. Yeah, like I think that if there was a gay dude here, he'd look at you and say, that's one of my guys. And that's fine.
One of my
guys. C'est sûr que moi, je t'en puis lui avec.
Well, I see you're both wearing leather, big boy.
C'est quoi la différence?
Well, the difference is that you look like you're in Resident Evil and he looks like he's a fucking village person.
Suddenly from Hitch's bedroom, we hear Hitch saying, for sure, you're going to want to think that about me too. Hitch comes out wearing a brown tan vest with tassels and brown leather pants, looking a little indigenous.
What do you think about that, Goody?
Of what?
What do you think about him wearing that?
I don't care.
Well, you should.
They said dress provocative.
What is that? Huh?
It's provocative, me son.
I don't think you know what provocative means.
I don't think you knows what it means.
I kind of know what it means.
What do it mean?
It means like daring.
Daring.
Yeah, like sexy and like daring.
You don't know what provocative means, me son.
Cut to Nat's place, and the girls are having the same conversation about the word provocative as Zieg models her outfit for the part, and she certainly nails the look. Yeah. Back to Shoresy's apartment, where the boys are still trying to figure out the meaning of the word. Then Shoresy asks his phone.
Provocative. Arousing sexual desire or interest, especially deliberately.
Could you use it in a sentence, old man?
He gave her a provocative sidelong glance.
What do you think that looks like, Goody? Oh yeah, that'll get him fired up. They'll have broads from fucking Algonquin Dipperwash come running. Broads from fucking Anishinaabe to Attawapiskat.
But what's all this, old man?
What?
Read.
What?
Read the definition right below it. Provocative.
Causing annoyance, anger, or another strong reaction, especially deliberately. There's two definitions. There's two definitions of provocative. That clears things up.
That's the definition I read, boys.
Okay, so that's why you're dressed like a Indigenous Canadian.
Attaboy. It's the first definition I seen when I looked it up on the internet.
All right, whereas it's the second definition on this website.
I think so only kind of looks like an Indigenous Canadian.
Sorry, I just have to say,
so good.
In the live stream, Awesome says, Goody looks like a gay motorcyclist. Hitch looks like a gay hate crime. Now, with that cleared up, Shoresy still thinks whatever the case, they're all over the place with their outfits. Maybe they should just try to coordinate. Hitch asks Shoresy what he's wearing. Cut to the next scene. It's back at Nat's place, and Meeg is modeling her outfit, which is provocatively cute. Nat almost wishes she was going. She asks who's going. Zieg names everyone except Michaels. Nat's not a fan of the idea, but those were Mercedes' terms. Back to Shoresy's apartment, and now he's dressed up in a sharp black suit, white shirt, and skinny tie. The sluts all think he looks sharp.
Fucking put on this suit to start getting DMs from 10.
I'd buy that for $1.
Had to me too, like 20 broads since I put it on. They're so inappropriate with their advances.
Did you get that at Reg Wilkinson's menswear?
Got it from Brody.
Something good came out of that.
Yep.
This is the look for the boys.
What? That's the ticket.
Hell yeah, fuck yeah.
We can get them down to Reg Wilkinson's.
All right, we'll go grab Michaels and get it done. Mass casualty event tonight, boys. Getting all the puss and Sudbury in this bitch.
Yeah, Michael's not coming to the party, old man. It's just the boys.
Michael's going to the party.
Nah, bro. Michael's been putting the whole party.
What do you mean Michaels can't go to the party?
Can't
Huh?
go. You ain't coming to the party, old man.
Michaels can go to the party.
Then we cut to Shoresy in Nat's office, and Nat explaining that Michaels isn't invited to the party. Those were Mercedes' terms.
What do you care if he's not going with you guys? You hate Michaels.
Hate's a strong word, but it's the right one.
Well, he drives you mental at the very least.
He's driving me the most mental of all time right now, I think.
So what's going on?
Oh.
I do. This is life after being a hockey player. You're figuring out who you are.
Oh, I know, Nat. I'm just feeling so lost in this world. I'm just feeling so wayward.
Make fun all you want. It is very out of character for you to care.
Just because I don't know if I want to go.
When you don't know where to go where you're needed.
That's a good one.
It's weird Sudbury. This is what it's all for. This party is the whole point. And yet here you are unable to move forward because one of your soldiers is left behind. You're shifting.
To what?
To a different kind of leader.
Cut to a musical montage set to the song Carousel by Ford. The sluts pile out of Shoresy's building, all dressed in black suits, all excited about the party, except for Shoresy, who looks downright miserable in his way to a wake. They pile into the limo with Meeg, Zieg, and Mercedes and continue the partying. Again, Shoresy not into it. Then cut to the limo pulling away from the curb. Shoresy has gotten out. Cut to Michaels sitting on his front porch with a beer, and Shoresy joining him.
You're a good teammate.
All right.
Like, great teammate.
Okay.
You know, and you're a good human being.
I'm not skipping the party because of you.
What?
Not just because of you. There's other reasons too.
Oh, man, I know.
If it was just because of you, I'd still be going.
I understand. What's the reason?
It doesn't matter.
I want to know.
Never mind.
Shoresy.
It doesn't matter, Michael.
It does matter because if the guys are walking into some shit, I want to fucking know.
Everyone's gay. Yeah. I heard it's all gay stuff.
Everyone?
Yes. Fucking walk in, the door guy's banging a dude.
No.
Fucking bouncer gives you a pat down, he's got a heart on.
Well, it's a sex party. I mean, I'm sure that there's gays, bisexuals, and otherwise, but I mean, it doesn't mean that everyone is gay.
Yeah, the coat check girl gives you a ticket with one hand, she's blasting some chick with the other.
How have I never heard of this before?
I'm not saying don't go to a sex party where everyone's gay. I just don't think I'm gonna.
And you got this from a reliable source?
Don't make a big deal of it. All the gay sex everywhere. I just think I'm gonna do something else.
It's not that I don't trust your source per se, it just doesn't pass the smell test.
Fuck, did the boys look good?
Yeah?
Mr. Handsome is all hell.
All good for the boys.
But that's as gay as I'm getting.
Scene 17 cut to the AAA Lakers walking to yet another midsummer skate. They're all giving Jack a hard time about his crush on Maria Mercier. Then scene 18 got back to the limo. Mercedes lays down the ground rules for the weird Sudbury prospects party.
Here's what goes down. The mission of the prospects party is to establish who can hang out with the weird and who can look fucking hot doing it. So get involved. Weird Sudbury is not for the passive. You will see a couple people in gowns and masks. They are the jury. Everybody else is a prospect. If you want to come to Weird Sudbury, then show the jury what you've got tonight. 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. And if you can't make it to the finish line, then bye.
Cue the final montage set to the song Dark Days by Art Deco. The clock strikes 7 p.m. and the party begins. All provocatively dressed people at the party. It seems the sluts are the only men there. We see the judges in their robes and masks, the contortionists, the furry, etc. The buys slow motion walk coolly through the party, admiring the view. Lots of close-up shots of dancing, gyrating, and yes, even some side boob and side boob's hotter cousin under boob. We get a great slow-mo shot of Zieg dancing with a python around her neck. In another room, Meigs treats us to a dance. Production note here, Kaylani Rose is a classically and culturally trained dancer, and she gets to strut her stuff in the scene. Back to the party, the sluts pair off with some party goers, then go off to bedrooms with women Dolo has a woman and a judge in his room. Goody has a couple of women and a judge creepily watching through the window that looks like a picture frame. And Hitch, hilariously, has the furry and the contortionist along with the judge in his room. Hitch likes the freaky stuff, I guess. Later on, the party continues. The sluts are back on the dance floor. It looks like it's raining inside the party, and everyone's getting wet, of course, literally and figuratively. Dolo is now dancing with one of the judges. Then the clock strikes 7 a.m. The doors open, and the sluts run out, still dancing and disheveled. Goody and Dolo are high-fiving and hugging each other. Hitch with his hands on his head in disbelief. Meeg, Zeke, and Mercedes strutting out, looking as fresh as when they arrived the night before, and they all jump back into the limo. Final scene, back at the Laughing Buddha. The Jims sit across from Britt, Pam, and Melody for some court-mandated fibbing.
We'd like to apologize.
Really?
Yeah.
Pourquoi?
We made it up.
Why?
Sometimes in life, we feel we need to tear down others in order to build ourselves up. That's both selfish and wrong, and we're sorry we did it.
Why are you trying to build yourselves up?
And we fade to black. All right, Matt, you're up first with your initial findings on this episode. No ratings, just what did you think?
Yeah, I forgot how much really went on this episode. Like as you were going through the scenes, I'm like, oh yeah, that too. Oh yeah,
Almost a full 30 minutes. I think
like
29 minutes and change. Like this is almost a half hour.
It's a jam-packed episode. I mean, there was lots of good stuff here, man. I mean, let's start with the one right at the gate. Aside from the opening, which I loved, was Shoresy on the bicycle pulling a lawnmower, man. Like I feel like watching this, there's a lot that us buys can learn from Shoresy. You know, he treats her quite well. And I don't think I'm gonna let Jen watch Shoresy because I'm gonna look foolish at times, and I don't think I can meet that standard.
You're not gonna let her tow the mower on the bike anymore.
No. But I love that he goes on a bike everywhere. Like, what's that all about? But I'm for it.
I think he really just doesn't have a car.
It could be. Yeah.
Could be the concussions.
Yeah. Maybe there's a reason that they haven't dove into.
Well, hockey refs don't make a whole lot of money outside the NHL, so he's probably making
especially whale shit hockey.
Yeah, exactly. He's probably making $35-$40 a game or something like that. He's not making enough for a car.
You can get a beater, but maybe there's a license problem.
Maybe, who knows?
That's what I'm wondering. Like, maybe there's a deeper story that they're just not diving into, or they think it's hilarious that he's on a bike. But I'll take it either way.
Maybe they're just promoting Sudbury and how easy it is to bike everywhere.
Oh,
I mean, I could see Shoresy having a road rage problem. You know, like somebody cuts him off, he comes out of
bike
the car.
lane.
Yeah.
It'd be funny if every scene he was in a different mode of transportation. Like one time he's in a Segway, and then he's in one of those recumbent bikes, and I don't know, it could be pretty fun. The kangaroo court, I enjoyed the kangaroo court. This is where I actually felt this bit went on long. There was definitely some good moments. I love when the banter between them. I think Austin made a comment around Michael's still not even getting enough respect as a judge now, and they just continually razz him, and it's great. But the band, he
gets farted on twice.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's ridiculous. And can someone explain? So I am not familiar with this kangaroo court term. I did a little bit of mini research on this, and it sounds like it's basically a fake courtroom setting. Is that where kangaroo court comes from?
Yeah, it's just a trial not done by lawyers or judges. Like trial, you know.
Informal pejorative term for a court that ignores recognized standards of law or justice.
Yeah, fixed outcomes.
Yeah.
Is it common in sports or in the hockey world? Is this something that teams will sometimes do to govern each other?
It looks like it is. You've heard of in locker rooms, don't step on the logo, you get fined and whatever. So I think they hold court to go through the proceedings and stuff, according to Google.
Yeah, according to Dr. Google. Yeah. So, anyways, I thought it was interesting. It's a fun bit. The idea of how I wish we did this more often. It's almost like holding little court sessions to judge each other, where it made sense. I think that should become a common thing. We should try it sometime on Victor. I'm sure there's something we could put him under.
Well,
the
I think
gun
we were going to have episodes where we're trying Victor for some of the unicorns he's killed in the past, and
we go.
I think we've had listeners who've been chomping at the bit to do that. And
who would be our judge?
Good question. I don't know. Awesome. Yeah, who knows?
See, no, that's a kangaroo court.
Trace would be.
But Victor would have to be, unless he's defending himself, which what's the saying? Those who defend themselves have fools as clients or something like that. We'd want to assign a lawyer for Victor, and he'd have to sit there quietly and not object himself.
Well, I think there's something there all around. We may need to look at TPS Kangaroo Court, and
I love it.
I think those could be some fun episodes. I love the when they're getting dressed and ready, and that whole provocative scene absolutely killed me. I will make one comment though. I feel like there was a lazy moment in that scene from a writing perspective, and because they double dipped into the same joke in the same sort of bit there. So when Dolo's there and he's in his thing, he makes a comment about him being, what are you, Matrix Revelations or whatever?
Yeah.
And then he makes some other comment about him being Wesley Snipes. And then the very next joke is, what are you, Morpheus? And I'm like, it felt lazy. I'm like, you used essentially the same joke twice, just in different ways. Although I agree, he looked 100% like Morpheus.
Yep.
It felt like a lazy moment, but them coming out in their various things, and the indigenous Canadian bit was so on the cusp, but they handled it so well, and the response and just Goody's little attaboy, like it was just amazing. Like that paid off of that scene so much. I will say I really am enjoying, and I hope we get more even beyond this season of the AAA Laker boys. Every time they come on, I think they really hold the screen well, the four of them, like Caleb and Jack and all those guys. I enjoy their presence. I think their banter's really well. It feels natural. But we got a couple snippets of them. I would not be opposed to seeing more of them as we get deeper into the series and all that. I think they're a lot of fun. The last thing I'll say for now is the Shoresy skipping the party. I love this. Absolutely love this. I mean, there's always, since day one, what is Shoresy? What's his character? What's kind of person is he? He's a piece of shit in some cases, but he's got a heart of gold in others. Even though he is so vocal against Michaels, to make a move like that, even though I know it's not fully that, I believe Lauren Moore has a big part in his decision. But the fact that he showed up at Michael's doorstep to have a beer with him, that's said a lot about his character in that. So I actually really thought that was a smart way to carry the story forward and sort of show his growth across the series. That was pretty powerful to me.
I mean, I'll disagree with you about Laura Moore being one of the reasons, because before he knew Michaels was not invited, he seemed as excited as the rest to go to the party.
Yeah.
So
but I know it could be doubled. I mean,
I know what you're saying, but yeah.
I was surprised he was going, but who knows what? Maybe it's just like him going with the boys, and whether he actually would have fully participated or not is a different story,
right? Or whether
we don't actually know what. This is not the party. This is the
prospect party. Which I didn't catch until the second time I watched the episode. I'm like, oh, that's weird, Sudbury. I'm like,
plus there was no allusion to the fact that they were gonna necessarily get down and dirty at the party. We don't know actually what they were doing beyond dancing. I know there was like they showed the clips of them being in rooms with girls and stuff like that, but
we can pretty much
I'm pretty sure the furry.
Yeah, but that wasn't a requirement. Like they just said you needed to last from 7 to 7. That's it. There was no requirement.
There was a judge in each one of those rooms too. That was so weird. Anyway,
that's like watching softcore porn and going, I wonder if they're actually going to do it.
Yeah.
Like you know what's going on. It's implied enough that you don't need to.
I don't know.
All right, wait your turn.
Yeah,
Tan
to Miguan,
right? And Ziguan. Never mind. Oh, they were both anyway.
Both of them. But I've just got a special thing for me. She's my girl.
Hi.
Hi.
Yeah, so I feel like Shoresy, I'm just going to jump right into what you guys were talking about. I really feel like Shoresy, they were building up to it being because of Michael. Like, it was Michael's that stopped him from going to the party. When they had the kangaroo court, Michael said that he knows full well what being big timed feels like because he gets it all the time. And that being said in the kangaroo court, and then later him being left out and them saying he's being left out, I think that is exactly, because you're right, Alan. Like he was getting ready. He was with the boys, whatever. And he was, looking up provocative, and he was in it. And I think he would have gone to the party. But as soon as he heard that,
I think he would have gone. He probably wouldn't have enjoyed himself, but I think
that is the sole reason why he wasn't going.
And Austin makes a great point in the live stream again. Michaels is getting big time, just like he said. It's really a good parallel. Yeah. So just like the gyms were big time on the boat, Michaels is being big time for this party. Like he was not being invited.
And what I want to point out though is there was like a hint of that. That when Shoresy showed up and they were sitting on the front, and he's like, tell me why, like what's going on? And Michael says to Shoresy, are the boys going to be okay? Like I don't know exactly what the words were.
When Shoresy wouldn't tell him anything, he says, I want to know if the boys are walking into something
that's what it was. I want to know if the boys are walking into something. So even though the boys are like, well, Michael's not invited, we're still going to go, Michael's was sitting there going, if the boys need me, if they're walking into something, I need to know.
I'm a little disappointed in Goody, Dolo, and Hitch for going after being accused and proven guilty of big timing the gyms. They big timed Michael's.
And that's my other point. Like, the gyms who aren't fibbers have to go fib because they were in the wrong. But
they were in the wrong for tattling, but yeah.
But then what did the guys get for big timing? Like they weren't holding, like they weren't being teammates. They weren't being they weren't being good friends. They weren't being good teammates, and they got nothing. And here they go again. Absolutely big time. Not big timing but leaving a man out. Right?
Yeah, I think there's debate on whether this one yes, he is being big time, but whether they are the ones doing the big timing, I don't know, because
they are complicit in the big time.
Absolutely.
They're understood of it. It's a weird one, and I'm not taking.
It's not weird. They're being complicit. They're being high schoolers instead of men.
Yeah, they're thinking about themselves. And
so it's funny that Shoresy is the grown up, and I guess because he's the older guy that.
No, and it's not. It's what Nat is saying.
Yeah.
Nat is saying he has grown up. Like he has changed, and
the bar is really low.
Yeah.
It's really low.
I'm not saying it isn't. I'm saying though that he is starting to realize and put others.
This is like putting him on a pedestal for helping an old lady across the street. It's like he's handicapped or something.
But instead of going to the hockey, like, and the boys, whatever, the little ones,
the young ones, the AAA Lakers,
they're going to the hockey rink, right? We get little snippets of them going to the hockey rink, and Shoresy's not there, because usually Shoresy would be there and making sure that they're doing what they need to do in order to keep up with their strengths and stuff like that. Oh, little moose. Sorry. Watching a touching moment there.
Yeah.
The other thing I wanted to say, I completely missed that the judges were in the room in weird Sudbury.
Yeah. They were in the bedrooms. They're the ones in the robes and the masks. Yeah.
When you guys referenced it, I was like, they were?
Yeah,
I did not see that at all. I was, when I saw the 7 p.m. to 7 a.m., I thought, oh shit, I could not do that anymore. Those years are completely gone. The provocative stuff, that was funny. The kangaroo court, I thought it was, I was wondering the same thing, whether it's an actual thing that happens in sports. If they try to solve the problem themselves. I thought it was pretty.
It happens in corrupt countries.
I thought it was cute how they were saying
Victor knows from experience
that they needed to instead of calling it the verdict, the plea. Like they were getting all the lingo wrong. Like you would think that if they're going to have a kangaroo court, that they'd watch a couple episodes of like a court case or something.
I think that's the only information that they have on how to hold a kangaroo court.
Yeah. It's watching Matlock and
Law and Order SVU and
but then
my cousin Vinny.
Going back to the very big
the two Utes.
Yeah.
The what?
Going back to the cold open and the comment that I made about really stretching those acting we finally see now what the whole Jim storyline was.
Yep.
Like this is the conclusion of that, I think.
Jim too had more lines in that one scene than he's had in all 4 seasons of Shoresy.
Yeah.
Congratulations, Brandon.
I feel like because they're playing this season with a smaller cast, it's allowed like some opportunities for some of these other characters
smaller?
to spread
I feel like it's actually bigger because they added the young players. They kept the 3 girlfriends, although they aren't there a lot, but they are there. Like I feel like they've grown.
At least the Bulldogs cast is shorter.
Yeah, well, you're missing all the other teams, right? Yeah, the Bulldogs aren't all there. Sanguinet's gone.
Sure.
Like
the rest of them.
Right? So they added 4, but removed like 15. Like
I found it interesting that they gave like a whole scene just to the boys, and that there was that whole scene where they were sitting there and looking at the girls, having their snack or
well, they're definitely building some kind of storyline there.
And then they came back to them again, walking into. So there's like this little.
Well, I'm going to talk about that
storyline that's going to start up by the looks of it. That has nothing to do with the big boys.
With the big buys.
With the big guys. So that was interesting to me because I don't, other than the cold open that we had a few episodes ago, where they were like, we were getting introduced to who they were. They're actually making like a whole kind of section on it now. So I wonder if that's going to be.
That's a solid B storyline for sure. Yeah. That's going on there.
Yeah.
Victor?
Let's see here. So we had a cold open that maybe dragged a little longer than I needed it to. And then we go to the kangaroo court, which was really long. Like, I feel like they needed to edit this down and the editor called in sick. And so there was nothing left on the cutting room floor. They just left
Drew
it all
McLeod's name out of your mouth there.
I'm telling you, Drew, dude.
Unless it was the other guy.
Stop calling in sick and do your job.
Oh, Jesus,
because that was way too long, and then they kind of weird transition at the end into the whole Sudbury girls just so they could go to the AAA scene. Like that didn't feel smooth to me. The kangaroo, like the other disappointing thing is, Michael's, wants us to feel sorry for him, but then he gives the stupidest verdict ever, because I agree with Tanya. Like, what did the boys or whatever, what did they get for their foolishness? Nothing. So now the Jims, they get screwed over, and now they have to go and lie and make themselves look even dumber to these girls. So and it's not good that Michaels is the one that comes up with that verdict. Like, he should be doing the right thing, and instead he proves that it is a kangaroo court. And so that wasn't a great scene for me. The provocative Mr. Dress Up scene, that was obviously super, super funny, but I unfortunately have to agree with Matt that they did go, they got lazy with doing the same joke, like, 3 or 4 lines apart. That didn't really make any sense, but they did make up for it by, that scene being as funny as it was. And then the, like the weird, like the AAA scenes, they just felt like, oh, okay, we're watching this now, and they're building the story, but it just felt like this was such a loaded episode. And then you get just these small little vignettes that you almost kind of feel like, what's happening here, and then you go back, and then you go to this weird pre-party where the sluts were the only guys, and I just was distracted by the fact that there's all these half-dressed girls here.
Yeah.
That's the good part.
Yeah.
But then you're kind of confused trying to figure out like why, like what's going on. What's going on here? Like that's pretty cool. And then kind of sad and disappointed by the fact that Shoresy is the only kind of semi-grown up there that actually doesn't leave his friends behind or he does the right thing. And then you're kind of disappointed with Hitchcock, Goody, and Dolo that they went and they did that because it's so high school. Like these are grown men. You're not supposed to do that anymore. Like you know what I mean? Like it doesn't make any sense. So I was just puzzled like why they would go to this stupid dumbass party and leave their friend behind. It just doesn't make any sense at all. And then I guess you're left kind of wondering with what's happening at the end with the gyms. But yeah, so
it looks like the gyms are going to get with
well, that's what it looks like,
Pam
and maybe
and
that's
Melody
that's their kind of going away prize. I don't know.
Yeah, it's their consolation prize for being.
That's right. That's right. So those are my initial thoughts.
All right, let's see here. I start with a good. Kangaroo Court was fun. I loved how seriously Shoresy was taking. He was trying to be so much like a TV lawyer with all the pauses and all the stuff all the jargon that he was trying to get right and getting it wrong. They were all getting the jargon wrong, but it was fun. Did it go a little long? Maybe. I think it was fine. I also think though, writing wise, that they could have made that scene a whole lot funnier. And they may have left some laughs on the table. I don't know. The AAA Lakers scene, the first one where they're admiring the girls from across the road was fine. I had no problem with that. The second one where they're walking to practice felt like it was useless. Like there was no reason for that scene to be there.
No.
I barely understood what they were saying to each other. It was kind of.
They used the word like wakaby.
I don't know.
I meant to look it up later, but I kind of forgot.
Yeah,
but they used some weird word.
That scene. I agree, Matt. Though, like the dialogue between them is very natural. I mean, just like a couple hours ago, my son had a couple of his buddies over, and just listening to them talk to each other, same shit. Like it is. The dialogue was very well written and delivered. Just I didn't think the scene needed to be there. Meeg and Zieg, big time you. Oh my God. They were like both stunning.
Oh my God. I love snakes
Meeg,
now.
And with the dancing.
Oh, and Meeg, with the dancing was great. I got to say, I prefer Zieg with the curly hair, the natural curls.
Yes.
She looks way hotter. But anyway, they were smoking. The party scenes were, again, I think I did finally see one other guy there, but yeah, it was like
there was one other guy.
There's one other guy there, but basically it was the three sluts having their their go of the entire room. So some of it was okay, like it was like eye candy, sure, but it's it was like, why did it have to go so long? Michael's being big timed, we already talked about that. Yeah, it was a good parallel there. Shoresy is a lawyer, and those are kind of my main points. It was a very packed, long episode, but I feel like there was a lot there that could have been either left out or I hate to agree with Victor, but more tightly edited. For sure. All right, so we go to ratings now. Oh, sorry, we don't. We go to Joey.
Joey,
what did you think? Sorry, my bad.
Still here. All right. Well, I'm going to try and shoot you guys down.
Go for it.
Yeah. So the Kangaroo Court, I think, couldn't necessarily happen. I think maybe it got brought up this season because it couldn't happen during playing seasons because like Shoresy is the captain. He's kind of the one in charge, and Sanguinet, like they're kind of the ones in charge. They kind of have higher rule on everything, and like hockey is the focus. So I think the off season allowed it to play out better. But I think they needed it to be long to really like kind of establish like what it is. Almost all of us are like, is this a real thing in real sports? And like, if they went too fast, they might not have like got that across. And we would have thought it was just something made for just a show. more than you guys already did. The farts during it were so funny.
The farts.
Like Shoresy just baiting Michaels both times and him just not getting it. He's been picked on for forever and he's just not getting it. But it is funny. Like I said, like, are they just watching My Cousin Vinny and Law and Orders and whatever?
Yeah.
And then I think the AAA boys, the Lakers or the Fakers, I think their scenes together, like Alec and you guys said, their chemistry is great. They're very good at it. Eric Fleising, Caleb, he's definitely like the Michaels, like, shut the fuck up, Caleb.
Yeah.
Like he's definitely the goalie trying to be a little smarter on his, be a little bit more articulate and everything. But I think their scenes like walking into the arena and stuff are them just banter back and forth, but they're talking about Maria being on Instagram and all their friends and whatnot, but Maria being on Instagram at the different names of lakes, because they mentioned Lake Ramsey as well, and Bowton and Tubin. Woo! So I think that might have been some of the names you guys didn't quite pick up, were the names of the lakes up there.
Thanks there, Colorado guy, for schooling us on Canadian lakes. Anyway,
yes,
yeah,
please continue to tell us all things we didn't catch. So great to see you, Joe.
It's also them just talking shit to each other, semi complaining about getting skated all summer and not having much fun. They like one of their banterings going into the arena is like, this is where you check your attitude, boys, is at the door. And it's just like they're mocking the coach, but like it is like a real thing, like the coaches say to the players and stuff. But they're just like, they're bored of the summer and just getting worked, and they just want to have fun. They just want to go tubing. The provocative scenes, I think I do agree that the double Matrix reference was a little weak. But I like the back and forth between the girls and then the boys, with like the word choice where it like cuts back and forth. I think they do really well with that. And they've done that in seasons prior too. But yeah, Meeg and Zieg. I will say, I think Ginger Martina gets probably a lot of credit on this. Zieg's in the black with the snake, kind of the dark. She's kind of the ruder, more mean of the two, and the Meeg in the white. She knows and agrees with Zieg on things, but she's more gentle about how she's mean.
I think just a general shout out to Ginger Martini all around for this episode. She must have had a lot of fun dressing all of those actors, and especially the guys.
And then so the ladies, the International Women's Day episode last month or whatever, I think Casey asked like what was her favorite scene to dress and stuff, and she couldn't divulge it because we hadn't gotten here yet. And I'm really curious if it was this episode in particular, and if it was the boys in the suits, or the Zieg and Meeg, or the rest of the whole prospect party. But yeah, either way,
I think it might have been Goody's outfit.
It could have been, yeah.
I think that one there stands out. I mean, they all stood out, I guess. But
yeah,
when Goody came out in the chaps, I'm just glad they weren't assless. You know, I'm glad he was wearing jeans.
He had the jeans underneath, not even like sweats or anything. He's in jeans. Yeah. I don't think he's worn jeans the entire series.
Yeah,
but he's got him for this outfit. And then you guys mentioned it. I think Tanya mentioned it too, of Nat pointing out that Shoresy's shifting as a leader. And we all go through it. You know, you finish college, and you're like, all right, well, what the hell am I going to do? And so your priorities and everything change. You get done with the sport, your priorities change and all this. Weirdly, in the prospect party, one of the gals dancing, like first glance at it, the first time I watched through, almost looked like Mrs. McMurray.
She did, right? Yeah, and I think Tanya she's walking in now. She put her hand up because she can hear it. I know when we were watching the episode, she sat up straight and looked and pointed at the TV, and I'm like, oh, she thinks that person looks like somebody. Yeah.
But it's totally the party that the McMurrays would go to.
For sure, 100%. Yeah, you fully expect
the same thing.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But they wouldn't get invited back.
No. They'd be too freaky for that party.
Yeah, this is the prospect party, and they would not be able to go to real Weird Sudbury.
It's a prospect party. You two look like a couple of pros.
Yeah. But I guess that was it for initial thoughts.
Cool. I'm glad you brought that up because I completely forgot about that.
Yeah, I am glad too because I saw her and I was like, oh my God. And I'm like, that is so cool. They're bringing in, Letterkenny into
But
the
no, it wasn't her, though.
Shoresy
It
world.
wasn't her.
Are you sure?
Pretty sure. Yeah. It looked like her, but no.
It wasn't her.
Oh my God. It looked like her.
Melanie Scorfano's too busy on Star Trek TV shows and stuff now
What
to
if
make
McMurray was in the
one
furry
appearance.
And I wanted to say the weird Sudbury outfit, Ginger had said, sorry, I'm getting echo, aren't I? Ginger had said that it was the last episode. So I think it's still to come. I think whatever
an actual Weird Sudbury.
I think it's
I'm assuming.
I think
that's
it's
what we're
in
heading.
where she said she didn't want to say because it was going to be a spoiler and it's the last episode. So I don't because I was thinking the same thing. I was like, is that the weird outfit? And then I thought, no, I think she
There were a
meant
lot of weird outfits
the actual last one because that's when I asked how many episodes is there and is this one would it be the last one? But if they haven't got to Weird Sudbury yet, then I think it's still to come.
Okay,
we'll see.
Yeah. Also with the prospect party, the furry in the last room with Hitch is tails between it's sitting down, but the tail's between its leg and it's stroking its tail.
Is it? Oh my God, I didn't even see that part. Yeah, but it's just hilarious that Hitch gets both the furry and the contortionist in his room. Like it's like he gets all the freaky ones.
And they're all on cloud nine about it.
Oh man, yeah,
they're loving it. Which looked like it would have been like a great scene to film.
Yeah,
it would have been a lot of fun.
All right, let's move on to. Oh, did you want to say something?
Sorry. You know who would have been also very good, just kind of showing up there, would have been Tweedledee and Tweedledum.
Riley and Jonesy.
Yeah. Right? Because they're always about to take down and weird things.
Or Ron and Dax. Anyway, let's move on.
Oh, that would have been fun too.
Especially seeing what's his name doing the Dracula show in London right now. Like that guy plays a great fucking freak. Anyway, let's move on to ratings. Matt, what rating do you give this episode?
This was hard. Well, I say that, but really wasn't. There's some good stuff here, but I think there was too much going on. And the caliber of some of the episodes, especially earlier on this season, I'm giving this one a clearance. It's a mid-range clearance. Like I said, I love the opening. The whole bicycle bit at the beginning where he's cleaning up Laura's place. I loved that. The provocative scene was pretty hilarious. Shoresy skipping the party. I love that character build. But the kangaroo court, again, I think it dragged a little bit long. The prospect party, hello. But there was a lot of things going on here. I don't know if it all jived together very well. And when balance them against themselves, there's much stronger episodes, I think, than this one. So I'm going to give it a clearance.
Okay. Tanya, what about you?
Mm-hmm. I agree with Matt. Like this didn't make me laugh out loud. There wasn't anything that was like, oh my God, that's just awesome. And it had a lot, and it almost had too much. And I didn't. I was listening to you, Al, comment about the boys walking into the arena. I don't know what's to come with the boys, like where that storyline is, but it didn't feel connected to the rest of everything else.
Not. It felt like, it felt like a left turn for sure.
Like if we're building a story on them, I think we need to have more of an episode with them then in order to build a storyline. Like if there's a love interest there, but we don't know really who they are yet as people, or I don't get it yet. Mm-hmm. But because it just felt choppy, I like how they tied in the whole big timed, and that they big timed Michaels, and those storylines, but it wasn't enough for me. It's a high clearance, but it's a clearance.
Okay. Victor.
Yeah, this one's pretty easy. It's definitely, and probably I would say a low clearance. The only thing that saved it was the provocative scene. I actually did laugh out loud at a few things there. I thought it was quite funny. I'll give him a pass on double dipping on the joke, but it was for, everything else was really well written and pretty smart the way they handled it. It was pretty good, but overall. Yeah, it's a bit of a disappointing episode on many fronts, but it's funny. My biggest issue with it is actually not how they filmed or edited the episode. It's the storyline of Hitchcock, Goody, and Dolo really letting their friend down. Because I know they kind of set the tone with doing that to the Jims in episode 1, but I just don't feel that's who they are. That's not who they are, especially Hitchcock. Like he's always been the guy that,
this season has been
the moral compass. And I just don't think that their characters in this universe do that to Michael's. I just don't believe they do that.
Has been kind of counter character this season.
Yeah.
Hitch for sure.
And we talked about that, the last episode, I think, when we're like, in general, there's a few instances, not just Hitch, but there's a few of them that feel like they're outside their character zone a bit with everything that's going on. And it definitely passed through into this episode as well.
So before I give my rating, I think it's interesting to note that in the live stream, Awesome said this is the episode she'd give a clearance.
I saw that.
And for her to say that, that's something else. Now, if we were to grade this on a curb, like I would even say this is maybe one of the worst episodes of the entire series, save for a few scenes. Shoresy doing, mowing Laura Moore's lawn and doing all that stuff was so, I love that. That was cute. And because think back to every time he did flirt with her and he did hit on her, it was all about offering to do. I would love to do menial tasks for you, whether it's, clean your dishwasher, whatever, wash your dishes. I forget what he was, right? Like
hang and fold your laundry.
Yeah. So him mowing her lawn and like showing his affection for her by mowing her lawn and pulling her weeds and watering her plants. Like it's for sure right on point for his character. The kangaroo court was fun. But I feel like it could have been funnier. I don't know. There feels like something was missing from that scene that would on any other Shoresy season would have made that scene really, really pop.
They should have had us recording our podcast in the background in that dressing room.
I'm still waiting for them to write us into the show. Like I keep waiting for Al to say, "Hey guys, can you jump on a quick call?"
Yeah,
and then you tell us that we're being written into the show as characters.
We might be Jory Jordan.
Maybe. So anyway, it's a clearance for me. It's a clearance, and it's actually a low clearance, but still a clearance. I mean, nothing. I didn't hate any part of this episode, but it's very, just as the kids would say, mid. I think I'm using that right. Am I saying it right? It's very mid.
That is correct.
Yeah, so that's a clearance. So we have ourselves another Walmart
confirmed
unicorn.
by the kid in the group.
Yeah, well, and compared to us, he is. Joey, what rating do you give this?
So again, back to the Lakers scenes when they're walking in. So first they're on the park bench, whatever, talking about Maria Mercier, whatever, and how Jack's kind of like falling for her, but she's too old and blah, blah, blah. But then the scene walking in, they're talking about her being out boating on these lakes and stuff and following it on Instagram. And then I forget which one of them asked that. Is it Jack? Yeah, Jack's the one in love with her. They're like, do you have her number, don't you? And blah, blah, and all this stuff. So it's kind of showing his progression towards her, or with her rather, without taking up an entirely kangaroo court length scene.
Yeah.
And I think it might make more sense later. Tanya.
Okay. That's good to know.
Yeah. But like this season I think is a good one to rewatch through to pick up the nuances and stuff like that. So don't disagree if there's a second watch through and you could have 4 more or 6 more guest panelists and then 6 weeks of content. But I do agree in that it is probably a clearance. 1 and 2, episodes 1 and 2 definitely started out real strong, real funny. And then what Awesome mentioned too, of the good and weird being kind of anticlimactic, similar to last season with the no-show party. Leading up to the no-show party, the party was hilarious. It was so great.
Yeah. That was the opposite.
It was such a payoff.
It actually paid off. Yeah.
Great payoff. Yeah. And that's kind of, I think, maybe where we're currently at timeline wise, right? Because wasn't the payoff in episode 4, I think, then too? Is it either 3 or 4?
Yeah.
It was hints dropped and referenced and everything, but the payoff just wasn't quite the same. But it does.
I don't count this as the party, though. To me, we haven't hit the climax yet.
Sure.
I'm not defending the episode, but I'm just saying I don't see it as the climax.
Sure. But yeah, clearance. Unfortunately.
And it's sorry, really quickly. It's funny that when you're talking about, like Al, you made a comment that this might be one of the lower episodes in the series. I mean, IMDb is just one scale, but it is the lowest rated episode of the series. It's still an 8.1. Like, people who are rating still love it, but that's the lowest. Right. And then on the opposite, it's not the second highest is the no-show party episode, right? With a 9.4, right?
Yeah, it was a great episode for sure. It was a payoff. Yeah. I think last season's episode 5, I forget, there was one where it was like really, like, we all kind of agreed it wasn't great. And I think it was last season's episode 5, maybe, if I'm mistaken. But
that sounds right.
Yeah. But
because Letterkenny was kind of the same way, and the 5 was kind of the lull, and then 6.
Yeah, usually episode 5 of any season of Shoresy is kind of the weaker one. So, and that's next week. So hopefully that trend doesn't continue. Anyway, let's move on to MVPs. Matt, you're up first. Who would you give your MVP?
Yeah, to? This one's tough because it's all over the place. But again, not tough because there's really only one person in this episode that really took my breath away.
Can I guess?
And
please, breathless hotels in Jamaica.
Hyatt.
Hyatt, they're not Hilton.
Let me guess. Who do you? I think it was Miguan.
It was absolutely Miguan. I fucking adore her, and this episode, my God. So yeah, and she's just amazing in general. But like this episode, she stood out to me. It saved it for me. Love her. It's Meg.
All right, 10.
Meg and Zeke for sure were absolutely hotter than hell.
Absolute shout out to Zeke too. I love her, but I've got a special thing for Meg.
But
you wish.
I feel like it's hard because like a little bit of Michael's gets some love from me too, like that whole little moment there that he had with Shoresy. But I gotta give it to my man Shoresy for mowing the lawn. Like, dude, the things he did, the things that he did for her, just and without being asked or told, and just doing it, and like not complaining about having to friggin' pedal a bike with one hand and hold on to a lawnmower with the other, like cleaning the windows. Come on, that dude, he swept after himself, not just mowed the lawn, but he cleaned up and pulled the weeds and
taking notes there, Al.
She's
just describing my typical Saturday routine.
What?
Turns out that's what girls
is that what you dream that you're doing?
Play along.
Yeah. I have to. That's my MVP for sure.
All right, Victor, how about you?
All right. Well, first we have to give the DGen award, DGen of the episode, and that would go to Mercedes. I don't think we really touched on that. What a piece of shit she is.
I was going to touch on that. By far and away, my least favorite character, and the actress is great.
Yeah. This is nothing about the actress.
I feel like you love to hate her.
I hate Mercedes.
She's like, what's his name?
Deplorable character.
What did she do? She kissed
She's
her.
like Joffrey from
I was like,
Game of
Thrones. That's what it was.
She's so horrible.
What a piece of shit.
Yeah.
Like to just her reasoning. I don't want to look at his ugly face or whatever she said. She's just so nasty. Like she's the degen of Sudbury, basically. And that's kind of the thing that kind of made it even worse for me. Like it's like all these good people that we like are basically making a deal with the devil for what? Like what are we even doing here, guys?
Sex.
They just took down the husbandless
the hockey moms,
exactly. Like they're already getting it. Like anyway, whatever. So she gets the Degen award. This one's hard because I don't want to give it to Gomer Pyle for doing the right thing. I think I think I've got to give the MVP to Underboob.
Not the side boob, but the underboob.
No, the sexier cousin, Underboob.
That's right. I'm giving it to the sexier cousin today.
Oh man.
Oh man.
I think it's still your cousin.
I gave side boob last time, so underboob this time.
Yeah.
Right? There's a progression there. All right, I'm going to give some runners up. First of all, the gyms, just because they had to tackle way more dialogue than they're used to. They did a great job, and Jim too. I'm very proud of him. I think he had the bulk of the storytelling there. Meeg and Zeke for just looking smoking hot, but also Meeg's little dance there, so much fun. I'm sure Kaylani loved, showing off her moves there. But I'm gonna give it to Goody, because Goody in this episode in that outfit and how proud he was. Yeah, look at me, like coming out and he almost did a whole like Austin Powers, like God, I'm sexy kind of thing. Like he was just, but also during the kangaroo. During the kangaroo court and during the cold open, he had some really fun moments too. I think Goody had a lot of really good moments in this episode, so I'm gonna give it to him.
His subtle reactions are the best. Like in the kangaroo court when they makes like, "Oh, my client's an emotional. He's fine."
Yeah,
just the way he delivers those little lines. I'm like,
you're
not wrong.
Yeah, and his what was it? The provocative look, and he had to give the. I mean, that's all like gold, and it all came from him, so I got to give him some props there.
Yeah, good call,
Joey.
Well, weirdly, three of you stole, and we'll throw Underboob under there too. All four of you said the same things I would have said about each of them. But it is still called Shoresy for a reason. And the whole series is tracking him and his growth and his development. This season and this episode, I think a lot with Michael's just shows so much more emotional maturity. And it's some of the chirps. One of the chirps in the previous episode when he's chirping Liam and Corey.
Yeah.
He like references like, I tried to tell your mom my love language, and she said that was a homophobic slur. So he's maturing, and Tanya, like you said, maybe it's being around Laura more, being around Laura more.
Yeah.
Nailed it. You're doing terrific, pal.
Or just getting out of, again, ending a huge length of 20, 30 years of being a hockey player and trying to find something new. I think he's growing a ton. But yeah, Meeg is, I don't have something for Meeg, Matt, but I do wish I did.
Oh jeez. All right. Okay, so you're giving it to Shoresy.
Yes.
After all that.
But and Goody's, yeah, like you said, he's great.
Yeah, Goody was.
I feel like if Casey was here, she'd be loving him right now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like she loves Goody.
When I saw Goody come out in the vest and the chaps, I thought of Casey right away, going, "Oh man, she must have swooned."
She loved Goody.
Yeah,
I liked his smolder.
Yeah,
yeah,
amazing. All right, guys, this is great. I have no news for us today, so last order of business is just final comments. So Matt, we'll go with you first.
Yeah, Joe, always great seeing you, bud. It's been too long. When I heard you were coming on, I was really excited, man. And I appreciate you being able to shift the schedule a bit. I think I was the first person to say we need to move things. And Al's got his hand up. Go ahead, Al.
Wait, I mean, remembered something. Joey, you were at Little Montreal during the karaoke.
I was.
And you know, we were talking about this a couple of episodes ago.
With Robbie.
Do you have anything you want to share about that night?
Were you also picking Matt up and helicoptering him? Helicopter.
No, he didn't get that. He didn't get that pleasure.
Didn't I piggyback you?
I don't know. I don't even know anymore, man.
Did your legs just stop working?
If we did, that was like post Montreal. That was post.
Gotta stop riding our listeners, man.
Hey, we're the ones keeping you alive. Keep riding the list.
Anyway, I just wanted to give you a chance to talk about that in case there was anything that came up.
That was something cool too. What was it, episode 2 where they're singing or whatever, whichever Robbie was on when he goes to and he's singing and they're in Little Montreal. I'm like, I ordered a beer from that bar. I ordered several beers maybe from that bar. But yeah, the DJ was walking around trying to get everybody involved and giving out like song lists, blank sheets to like claim a song, and I was gonna do Tequila by the Champs. But
that the song that's got one word in the whole thing. It's just that's the song you're gonna do for karaoke. Where you gonna go up and dance?
No, I chickened out.
I'm pretty sure. I think there was an America's Got Talent act where someone came on and did that song, and then like it started off like a joke. Yeah, I think that was a real thing, and they were like tequila, and the whole crowd got into it.
Right?
Like,
yeah,
it's amazing.
But yeah, no, Little Montreal is fantastic. I do remember. I think it was that trip. It might have been December. I stuck around longer than everybody leaving because I was teaching some girls how to like swing dance. Of course, and they were blown away because people in these northern Ontario towns don't know what swing dancing is.
If it can't be done in a line, they don't know how to do it.
I miss swing dancing with you. What's this? Oh my god!
That's what I mean. I don't remember which trip it was. If it was the filming trip or if it was the Shoresy night trip back the December prior.
I feel like it was the first trip.
Yeah,
I do too.
I do vaguely remember seeing videos or photos of something like that, but we weren't there. So I feel like it was the first trip.
Yeah, it was a Little Montreal though. I do recall that.
There you go.
Fair enough. Fun place.
All right. Sorry, Matt. I interrupted.
No, it's okay. It's okay. It was fair. It's fair game. So yeah, Joe, great seeing you, bud. One quick, not news, but I'm still chipping away. So I know we had Jim 1 and Jim 2 on, so Morasti and Brennan Nolan. I'm working away slowly at Jordan Nolan from every fucking angle I can. So I asked Brendan, obviously his brother, to give him the good word of the gospel. He said he would. There were some posts online. I had Terry Ryan poke him as well. They were on the subway together, and I messaged him, say, hey, can you nudge Jordan and tell him he needs to make his appearance? And then last week, I posted this in the Discord. Jordan, Morasti, and TR were all doing a charity event here in Toronto.
Right.
And my neighbor, turns out, actually, so it was called Hockey for the Homeless. So how it worked was a bunch of you could submit teams, and then depending on your fundraising, you could draft ex NHL players or ex pros, and so they were there as pros. And my neighbor's team drafted Jordan Nolan, so he got to play alongside of him in 3 games last week, and which he said was because he knows we do the podcast, so he came and told me right away. I'm like, awesome, man, have fun, but tell him he needs to come on our fucking podcast. So I did talk to him after, and he said, yeah, he's a really cool guy. I had a good chat, and I did bring up your podcast, and his response was, yeah, I know. I'm the only one that hasn't done it. I don't know. We'll see. Nice. So I'm getting him. I'm chipping away. I'm hoping we're going to get that message that says he's ready. If not, I'll keep nudging him from every single angle I can. So I'm trying, guys.
Keep fighting the good fight,
Matt.
Yo,
have you tried giving him some underboob?
I have not. I will do that next.
I will do that
That
next.
could be the deal closer.
Maybe don't give everything away. Maybe start with the side boob.
Yeah, you know,
I know how to tease a little bit, but it doesn't last long. I give it up really quick.
your story does not help. Our American listeners must think that all Canadians just know each other, like somehow. Right?
Yeah, have you walked
that
into
was like mind blowing. What's that?
Have you walked into Jim Dickens lately?
I actually saw him the other day.
Of course he did.
Yeah.
What's he been up to? We haven't seen him in.
Oh, not much. He and I just we say hi in passing once in a while. Like we don't. Our kids are in different grades, so we don't interact too much. But yeah, he's in my chat group with our school and stuff. So yeah, I see his name. I see him.
That's funny.
Nice guy.
Slide into his DMs and go, "Hey, Dickskin, time for you to come back on the pro stand."
He probably would if I asked him. I just didn't know what we'd talk. I know he's last time I spoke to him, he was stepping away from the industry for a bit. So I don't know if that's still the case. But maybe I could ping him.
There you go.
Anyways,
Tanya,
thanks, guys.
Final comments.
Joey, this was so amazing to see you. Oh my gosh, it's been such a long time. I know it's my fault for not being in the world of the universe. In the universe world. You're like
whatever. Discord. In the Discord.
But yes, think of you often and hope you're doing well. It's great to see you. Victor, so glad you made it back from Jamaica and that there was no hurricane that hit you like the last time that we were there. And Matt, I hope little Moose, Big Moose gets better soon. I see that he's still struggling going back and forth, and poor little guy, poor big guy.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, that's hard. You're gonna have a night. Oh my gosh, if he's just not stopping this whole episode, just wandering.
You've seen it. It's been up and down, up and down. Like, and he's been. I keep putting it on mute because he's been whimpering and whining, and yeah, I think they exacerbated his issue because they had to take X-rays, so they had to stretch him out and move his joints. So I think he's poor guy. Anyways,
poor guy.
thank you.
Do you think maybe like some cold packs or something maybe would help, like with the inflammation?
I couldn't even get them on him if I tried.
I guess he won't.
You saw him. He won't sit still.
He won't sit still long enough. Oh, poor guy.
Yeah.
Poor guy. Well, I hope he starts feeling better soon. Looking forward to the next episodes because Joey, I'd love to hear what is going on with the boys and where this is going. So I look forward to that, and thank you for mentioning it because I was quite confused as to what that was all about tonight. Or this episode. Yeah, that's it.
Victor.
Oh, let's see here, Joey. Nice to see your beautiful young face. Thanks for helping us understand the jargon of your people. And
happy to help.
And you'll be happy to know that one of our newer squirrels is named Joey.
Nice.
Yeah. And he's got a pointy nose, not a typical squirrel. Looks more like a rat. But we love him. He's a good guy. He's a very good guy, and he's always welcome here. So,
should get him a little pair of pit vipers. Then he can.
There you go.
I will never look at a pair of pit vipers and not think of you, Joe. Just so you know.
Nice. I'm gonna tell Krista that. She's like, ugh.
Which she should. I'm just saying.
Yeah. Matt, I hope Moose starts to feel better. My heart kind of breaks for him a little bit. You got to stop feeding him those rocks because I don't think it's good for him. But hopefully tomorrow will be a better day. It's probably going to be a rough night, but hopefully tomorrow will be a better day, and hopefully there's light at the end of the tunnel. Who knows?
Appreciate you.
Yeah, Joey, thank you. I checked our schedule. Last time we had you on was for Shoresy season 1, I think, episode 3. So it's been a while.
I think so, yeah.
As a solo episode. Yeah. But you've always been a supporter of ours, and we've had some fun times together up in Sudbury. Hopefully we'll be able to do that again one day. Maybe even meet your lovely bride one day and have her come up too. Are you ashamed to introduce her to us?
Anytime I say let's go to Toronto, she's like, yeah, let's go to Canada, and she just thinks Vancouver.
Oh yeah, well I guess that's closer for you guys, right?
Yeah, she wants to go to Calgary too for Lake Louise and stuff. But.
Beautiful. Like anyway, any part of the country.
Yeah. Anyways, yeah.
But that's cool. Thanks for coming out tonight, bud, and for doing this. You did a great job. Up to you.
Wonderful. Thank you all. Victor, you're out of town, but either way, this week I know Thursdays are the typical, so thank you all for shifting it to today. Totally worth the swing in my schedule for work and whatever. Like I said, I'm riding high, excited to see you all and spend time with you guys and talk about one of most of our favorite shows. One thing is I got to give props to Kiso and the whole team on this season because the episodes are so long and there's so much content. There's tons of filming. The whole series or this whole season is one advertisement for Sudbury.
Right. Yeah.
All the places they're partying. The Reg Wilkinson menswear is a men's clothing shop in Sudbury.
Of course it is. Yeah.
There's just a constant advertisement for Sudbury. But they're getting so much film and location and B-roll and all this stuff and they're still doing it in 6 weeks, which is insane. These guys are crazy. It's insane how good they're all getting at what they're doing. But yeah, absolutely. Thank you all. Matt, definitely sorry to hear about Moose. Know as a dog owner that it's not anything fun at all. Nothing planned for it or expected, or regardless, it's not great. And sorry to hear about it. All the best for Moose and you guys. But yeah, that's it. Thank you all very much. Also, Mike Benelli, Victor is drinking a Hoegaarden right now, which is Mike's favorite beer. So when you listen to this, just know that he's drinking that.
Very cool. You did trigger something that you reminded me of something when you said that they shot this season in 6 weeks. Shooting for season 5 of Shoresy is wrapped up. And I feel like that did not take 6 weeks.
Agreed.
I feel like that was a lot.
Adrian was really on top of sharing Instagram posts and everything. And that did not feel like 6 weeks.
Did not feel like 6 weeks. So it was a breezy shoot schedule, but season 5 is in the pan and now in the hands of the editors, Drew McLeod and I always forget the other guy's name. But anyway.
Maybe we can convince Drew to let us sit on a session.
Oh, is it Kyle?
Kyle. Kyle something or other. So let's I should really remember that name and maybe get him on the podcast. That'd be good. But anyway, so yes, it's in the editor's hands now. So hopefully, fingers crossed, we maybe get an October or September release. That would be good. Of season 5. I'm not saying that we know anything. We don't, but sometimes they'll release during hockey season, and I think that would be a good time to release. So, yeah, great job, Joey. Thanks, guys, for coming out tonight. Yes, it's a Friday night, so it's Saturday. We get to sleep in tomorrow, hopefully. Fingers crossed. I'm going to play us off here with a song from this episode, and it's the song from that last montage called Dark Days by Art Deco. And that's all we have for this episode. Next week, we welcome our buddy Jason to the produce stand. We haven't heard from him in a while to talk about Shoresy 4, Episode 5, Reset the Tone. Until then, if you'd like to support this podcast, become a patron, tell a friend. You can also follow us on Blue Sky at producestandpod.com. Thanks for joining us. Now we're going to the after party. On behalf of Joey, Tanya, Matt, Victor, and myself, thank you for listening, and have a great week.